Does the United States of America still exist? Well, if you're watching this video from the title, I guess you're one of my subscribers. Most people know that my channel deals with collecting military surplus firearms, reloading, and military history and things like that. There are a few other topics that I've glanced on, but with the current events from the past 2 years, I started making commentaries and voicing my opinion on what was going on. And when I did this, I picked up an awful lot of subscribers. And people who my videos, helped them, made them feel better. Kind of somebody was voicing something that they agreed with in these confusing and troubling times. Well, as we know, everything is censored, to an extreme degree. And I came up when I said, if you listen to my videos, I said there's a time to be quiet and there's a time to speak out. Because of the censorship, and every video I post is scanned, and even just sitting in a chair like this with no firearms or anything present, they scan the audio of my video. Okay, now my old friend Log Cabin Loons, he still goes out, speaks his mind, and I forget, I just watched his other last video, and I'll talk about a topic about this immigration crisis. He did one video, it only stayed up for 3 hours. It ran for 3 hours, it was one about the political situation here, and they pulled the video down. Fortunately, he didn't get any warnings or strikes. I've had videos pulled because I said a direct statement and how I felt. But I had a strike, which had a warning. I had the warning, and they pulled the video. That's still on my thing. I had the strike for the 80%, talking about completing an 80% receiver, and that was pulled, and that's where I got suspended for I think 2 weeks or something from YouTube. And the reason I was kind of fearful, and a lot of people asked me, well, how come you don't make these videos no more? How come you don't do this and that? I've been on YouTube over 10 years, 11, 12 years, and I put up a lot of videos about old firearms, and some of the stuff I no longer own or have, to have all that work and what it does to help people interested in collecting guns or interested in the shooting sports, to have that all eradicated and removed, going up against, powers that I have no control over, that's the main thing. Put a lot of work in there. I have tried other venues, these other platforms, Rumble, whatever, and it's difficult to upload this and that, and I know there's a few subscribers and people follow me, and where I get like 50 to maybe 80 views, if I put the same video up on YouTube, I get well over 1,000, and it's global. So I tried it, and really the amount of time I put into it and for the end results wasn't worth it. So I guess I'm going to start making videos, and like I said, what spurred me on is when I watched Log Cabin Loons' video the other day of calling the Army, And personally myself, I've gone through, the reason I didn't make videos for a while, I've gone through a lot of things, personally, where I'm up against it. Everyone in this country is, and there's never any good news showing up at all, regardless who's presenting it or where you hear it from. There has been a global war, been going on since the beginning of all this. And just the war was wearing me out. I mean, there's nobody coming and physically harassing me, but just dealing with medical issues and the medical profession and doctors, dealing with Social Security system, dealing with the court system, dealing with the federal government. And God only knows what's going on, there's some kind of demonstration, riot, or whatever, nobody knows, It wears on you. it physically wears on you, okay? And it just got to the point when I seen the Loon's video about this immigration thing, and that's when I just realized, really it's gotten bad. Now, why the title is the USA still exists? Well, one, I question, first of all, who's running the government. Obviously, the people supposedly in charge are not, but I believe that is something that has existed for a long period of time. This did just not happen. This is something that goes back for decades. And what it is, it's a gradual erosion of our system of government, our economy, and how we stand on the global stage as a military force. And it comes down to our education system, and this has a direct effect on our society, okay, because there's a lot of issues. What they've been eroding is the facade of our government running supposedly under the Constitution and with the laws and that. All of this that's happening now, especially this crisis on the border, proves to us the government is not functioning. The legal system, which has always been in question, depending on who you are or how you're involved with it, okay, that has gone out the window because obviously things that are illegal are going on and our system doesn't stop it. Which leads to the point that there is collusion throughout the whole government. Okay, no matter who's saying what or what party or whatever, the country is falling and the government is to blame. Okay? It's as simple as that. The legal system's shot, so there's nothing you can do to protect you. The military, God only knows, it's at probably its smallest that it's been, and what they're doing or what they're tasked to do, who knows? And they keep relying more on automated weapons and drones and things and not people. Okay? And then again, technology, they say, like I said, everything I say in this video is going to be scanned. Okay, I've heard to where they have a way of a satellite, if I stood in my front yard, they can look down and see what the hell time it is on my wristwatch. Okay, so do they have the ability to know what you're doing and saying? I'm going to say, yeah, what are you going to do? So, as all these things are progressing, like I said, it's time for me to start discussing the different things going on, because the sad realization is, even with all my problems and dealing with all the nonsense, when I heard what that man said in the video about, thousands, tens of thousands of people just walking across our border, that is kind of an act of war. It's an invasion, not so much military one. It is more done on a social economic level of warfare, which is different. In other words, no troops, no tanks, no bombs. You just burdened our society economically with all these refugees, which is at a level that no one has seen since World War II. Okay? These people are here. They create A, an economic problem, B, they create a security problem for our country because they're not citizens or unidentified, they're running loose, and eventually if they don't get aid, help, or sent away, they're going to start resorting to crime. Okay? And then if they do inject these people into different communities, then the communities must take up the care for those in need, which, one, our own citizens are in need. When I seen the pictures of the homeless and stuff in all these different states, why do we need 20, 30, 50,000 more on the streets? And the fact the government allows this to happen means the whole government is in collusion of doing this. And this is a direct attack on the sovereignty of our country, our nation as a whole. It's just eroding it down more. It is just another small thing that is just destroying the United States. Because like I have stated many, many times, the one thing standing in the way of a world government is the United States of America and our Constitution, Bill of Rights, and our laws, and our economic strength used to be. That comes into question too. So this is just another step in the destruction of our country. Okay? Very gradual, eroding away everything, you know. And I guess it's time, you know, I decided now I don't care, they pull this video or suspend me, it's time to speak out. It's got to where I can't stay quiet no more. So I'm going to start making, every now and again, a commentary on the different topics. But truthfully, if you see this video before it's pulled down, our country is in dire, dire straits. And it's going to need all of us to either pull together or come up with an idea to stop this. And really, how do you? When your whole system, any tool or the laws and rules that are supposed to protect you and keep your country, you know, sovereign, are broken and don't work. Okay, it's very frightening. But anyway, stay tuned, and I'll cover different topics, try to be more specific on it, but I just, like I said, it's just really depressing, and I had to speak out. And I will start making more videos as long as I can before I'm shut down and silenced. So stay tuned.